Right now in Iraq, most people in the United States believe that there are about 150,000 US soldiers. Indeed, there are, somewhere between 140 and 160 on any given day, depending on troop rotations, the surge, etc. What's almost never mentioned is that there are 180,000 private contractors in Iraq. That means that the US military is now the junior partner in the coalition that is occupying Iraq. Not junior partner to a coalition of nations, but to a coalition of corporations. This company embodies so much of what President Eisenhower warned against in his farewell address in 1961. I think it should be required reading of everyone in this country right now, because we're in the midst of the most radically privatized war in the history of our country, and we're in the midst of the most radical privatization agenda in the history of our country that cuts across every government agency. And what Eisenhower was talking about in his time was weapons manufacturers, those that made airplanes or tanks or bombs or guns. And he talked about the danger of linking the corporate profits to an escalation of war, and the danger for the US democratic process that would be created by the rise of these companies. Bush has now taken it to the next level. It's not just the weapons industry, it's the outsourcing of the actual fighting of the war. None of the forces that have been deployed in Iraq as armed private contractors have ever faced any charges under any legal system whatsoever. Over 70 US soldiers have been court-martialed on murder-related charges alone in Iraq. Not a single armed contractor has ever been charged with any crime under any jurisdiction whatsoever. It is a shocking failure on the part of elected officials in this country that they have not stood up and stopped this madness. It is an incredible insult also to those within the United States military who see this as an extraordinary double standard. I do want to give a very deep and heartfelt thank you to the folks at KUNM. It's so important to defend independent media in the times in which we live, and this is just a great community and public radio station, and I'm honored to be here honoring KUNM and Richard and Mary and all the folks that make that station possible.